this podcast will age poorly, but it will not age poorly in Jimmy Garoppolo, which is where we begin, Denny. The computers love the man. Apparently, Josh McDaniels loves the man. He was part of the brain trust that drafted him in New England. He's given him his first post-Kyle Shanahan swing. I mean, my opinion on Jimmy Garoppolo is that he's a product of Kyle Shanahan. And even with Kyle Shanahan, he spectacularly fails the eye test, but he gets the advanced data job done.
Yes.
So what do we think his odds of success are in Las Vegas, Nevada?
Yeah, 3-year deal for Jimmy G. Finally, he leaves San Francisco. I actually thought it would never happen, but yes, he is going to be the Raiders quarterback going forward. So they go from mid quarterback to mid quarterback, exchanging Derek Carr for Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't really.
Come on, just say it's what your son would call a mid off.
I mean, it's yes, the kids. I'm hearing the kids right now, and they're calling it.
They're banging on your door and telling you what it's actually called, and you refuse to say it.
Dad, it's a mid off. Call it a mid off. Yeah. So I guess it's fine for like Davante Adams for the rest of the pass catchers. I mean, it's the same. It's the same. Like it's not a huge change either way. But I have to say now, you said a minute ago, and I agree to an extent, that Jimmy Garoppolo, like a lot of Kyle Shanahan quarterbacks, including probably Brock Purdy, is a product of that offense, right? Sort of a push button offense. Now, and I'm going to start here from 2017 when Garoppolo went to the Niners through the 2022 season. Okay, so we're talking about 5 years. Of course, he missed time during those 5 years, but since 2017, Jimmy Garoppolo has the third highest adjusted EPA per play of any quarterback in the league, trailing only Patrick Mahomes and Drew Brees.
This is why the AI will never work. It'll never work.
I mean, this is bad news. Like this and Nikola Jokic being the MVP 3 times in a row. Bad news for analytics.
It is bad news.
So only Patrick Mahomes had a higher dropback success rate than Jimmy over that 5-year span.
Give me a break, man.
Only Mahomes.
What is wrong with our nation's computers? Has anyone checked on the computers?
We have to look into it very powerfully. But then, okay, so then I said, okay, wait, now, enough of that Shanahan stuff. Let's track all the way back to when Jimmy was playing for Josh McDaniels in New England, right? So in 2016, the Zoomers won't remember this, but in 2016, Jimmy Garoppolo started 2 games for New England. He threw 63 passes, and I take no pleasure in reporting he had the league's highest EPA per dropback that season. So I don't know, folks. Maybe he's good.
I'll say this: where I will start is those 2 starts under Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick were supposed to be 4 starts. Tom Brady was suspended 4 games, but in true Jimmy Garoppolo fashion, he got injured and missed 2 of those games.
Yeah.
We debate, if injury prone is actually a thing. But Jimmy Garoppolo has missed a lot of time with injury. Seems to get injured basically every year. I mean, I don't know if you can call like a broken ankle injury prone. Like, your ankle just doesn't like break. Like it's not like a body thing.
I mean, he's immobile.
He is immobile. So yeah, it does increase your injury proneness. And that's first concern with Jimmy Garoppolo. The second concern is, he was efficient in the really small sample size for Josh McDaniels. That was also Bill Belichick, the greatest football mind of many generations. We have Josh McDaniels, who's supposed to be the offensive genius, and yet Derek Carr was far less efficient under Josh McDaniels than he was under John Gruden, who's a punchline in the NFL community. He got way, way more out of Derek Carr than Josh McDaniels did. I think the drop-off from Kyle Shanahan to Josh McDaniels from like an offensive mastermind perspective is enormous. And I mean, Kyle Shanahan's the guy I would pick if I want managing, manipulating a quarterback. I don't know where Josh McDaniels ranks on that scale right now. You were going to jump in real quick.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I when I wrote about Derek Carr versus Andy Dalton, which is somewhere on our site now.
No, we deleted that.
I don't blame you, but there was a monster drop off in every measurable way with Derek Carr under Josh McDaniels, and I mean Josh McDaniels has had no success so far as a head coach, like especially with his quarterback situation. So I don't know if he can coax Jimmy into this like super analytics friendly high EPA type play that that he had in New England and that he had obviously in San Francisco under Shanahan.
You said just no success away from Bill Belichick. I suffered through when I was still had a team I was a fan of, the 2010 or 11 Rams. I can't remember what year it was. I think 10, where he was supposed to be like the guy who's going to save Sam Bradford's career, Josh McDaniels. Spoiler alert, he did not do that.
Didn't do it.
Didn't come close to doing that. He has this horrible taste in quarterbacks.
Yes.
Josh McDaniels, he hitched his wagon in Denver to Kyle Orton after he chased off Jay Cutler, which I guess fair play on chasing off Jay Cutler, but hitched his wagon to Kyle Orton. He took Tim Tebow in the first round of the NFL draft.
Catastrophic.
He took a job where Derek Carr was the quarterback. I mean, and my final concern too, just on where I think the drop-off will be really severe for Jimmy Garoppolo, and this is getting into like Luddite territory, but with the eye test, I think Jimmy Garoppolo, especially like in the short to intermediate areas of the field, is like a lot less accurate than Derek Carr, even though he has really high completion percentage, even though he has really, really high advanced metrics in those areas. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, we know, is the guy who, like, more than almost any quarterback in the NFL will uncork a pass, and it was just like, what? Like, what was that?
There was no receiver within 8.
No. And he's like a big time quarterback, and that gets hidden a lot when Kyle Shanahan's calling the plays and it's creating layup after layup after layup. And without those layups that not even Jimmy Garoppolo can miss under Josh McDaniels, I think the thing is kind of trending toward like a fiasco. And Jimmy Garoppolo, can we think of any receiver ever that Jimmy Garoppolo's like had a mind meld with? Like, say what you will about Derek Carr, he at least understood the Davante Adams assignment. Like, Jimmy Garoppolo has never just like locked on to a guy. Maybe that's part of the scheme. Maybe the scheme is just too good.
I think it's scheme related.
Yeah, he maybe just didn't need to do that.
And I mean, and very few quarterbacks, including Jimmy Garoppolo, have ever played with a receiver as dominant as Davante Adams. So I don't necessarily worry too much about Adams like losing targets.
I kind of do.
That's the whole offense. The whole offense is just throw it into coverage against Davante Adams and let him do his thing. Like that's all they do.
That's all they do. But I mean, no one was expecting us to come in this conversation. Like, yeah, we love it. We love Jimmy.
No. I mean, we can just skip to the part where Garoppolo gets hurt or benched and McDaniel loses his job at the end of the year. I mean, that's what we need to skip to.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and Rotoworld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from Rotoworld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.